souls. Give me your tide and your wick. Give me your dollar horse. Down on the boulevard, the children are sold to pave the way for your streets of gold, streets of gold.
We're live. We're not live, but we're recording. I want to welcome everyone to the Church of Arm Wrestling podcast with your host, Jimmy Walnuts. Tonight, I have a very, very special guest, Robin Marie Chandler. How you doing, honey?
I'm good.
I'm good as well.
I even put my pants on for the Zoom call, Jimmy.
You should have took them off and been relaxed. That would have been even better.
Well, I did take my pants off, but then I put my sweats on.
Well, me too. I have my sweats on, and you like anime. I wore an anime shirt for you, but you probably not. You don't know Naruto, do you?
No, I like Dragon Ball Z. That's about it.
Okay.
My son got me into that.
I know. We're gonna get into that.
You know more about me than I do.
I did my homework, honey. One thing I like to go over with my guests is the rules of the church. There's 3 of them.
All right.
You know what they are?
No.
The first rule of the church, because of my ADHD, I have a problem cutting people off, and we're really trying to work on that. We're going to work on it together, Robin.
All right.
So if I cut you off, I have the middle finger sign, but you don't like it. And that's
no,
fine.
I don't do the middle finger.
So what's our sign going to be? Give me a sign.
I'll figure something out.
That works for me.
You're like, Jimmy.
Yeah. No, say this. Yo, buddy. I'm trying to talk here. Be quiet.
Yeah.
The second rule of the church, which I don't think we're going to have a problem with, is if I ask you a question that you don't want to answer, all you got to say is, but you have to say it in a mob voice. You're asking the wrong questions.
All right.
But I got a feeling we're not going to run into that problem.
Yeah, I'm pretty neutral. I don't care.
I love it. That's good news. And the third and final rule.
There's only one thing I don't talk about is my old name. I'll never answer that.
Your old name?
Talk about everything else. Yeah.
That's fine with me. And the third rule is let's have fun. You want to have some fun? You ready to have some fun?
I like having fun. Yeah.
All right. Before I get started, I like to do a shot. Now she's not going to have a drink. What are you drinking? Tea?
Yeah, unsweet because I can't have sweet.
Listen, you can do a shot of tea with me while I tell you. It doesn't have to be liquor.
All right.
But in the short time I've known you, in the research I've done about you, you've lived a full life. You have accomplished quite a bit. I hope you realize the impact you've had. I mean, you're a trendsetter. You're a pioneer per se.
I've heard that. Yeah.
What did that guy call you? Remember?
The Rosa Parks of arm wrestling.
Yeah, the Rosa Parks of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Takes courage, takes strength and patience to do what you've done, and I commend you, and I look forward to going down this journey with you. And this cheers to you. Salud.
All right, that was fun. Talk to you later, Jimmy.
I'll see you later. It's been fun. We're going to try something a little different here. I've been wanting to do this with my first 2 guests, but I didn't do it. But we're going to do it with you.
All right.
Instead of playing
I do
20 questions, we're going to play 10 because
All right.
I don't know if I got 20 in me. Little chop it up bullshit way for us to get to know each other, huh? You down for that?
Okay. I'm good. Let's roll.
You ready? All right.
I'm
The
ready.
first question. I kind of know the answer already because I'm looking at them. But do you have any tattoos?
I have 1 or 2, Jimmy.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about them?
Why the tattoos?
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the Undertaker and WWE wrestling.
Listen to me. Oh, no. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that I figured if I got the tattoos, that it would make me more want to be a man. So
Yeah.
I started getting tattoos, drinking. You know, I always carried a 357 with me, and I was a bad egg,
You ever
and
have-
I did a lot of bad things, you know. So and that's how I started getting the tattoos. And then once I transitioned, I got a few more tattoos, and I haven't got any in quite a while. But you know, I got the one here, Live to Pull, for arm wrestling. And then I got this one here that says Who's Next? That was for arm wrestling. Then I got Biker Bitch on the back of me.
Biker.
Yeah. So I better not go to the pen, right? So I'll be somebody's bitch, I suppose. But
I
it
don't
seemed
know.
like a good idea at the time, Jimmy.
I highly doubt you'd be somebody's bitch in prison. You say, hey, you're my bitch.
Yeah,
You're
that
my bitch.
reminds me. Today I was having breakfast. I go into the restaurant and I sit down in a chair in the table, and I'm like this, and the waitress comes over, and I'm like, this kind of made for a Smurf, kind of tight. She says, and I says, I ain't no Smurf. And she looks at me and she's like, yeah, you ain't a Smurf, she said.
How tall are you?
5'10".
That's
220.
tall. That's tall for a woman.
Yeah,
Hey,
5'10", 220.
I think you were at the Keystones this year.
Yeah, that's where I beat Michelle right-handed, yeah.
I'm
And
so
she beat me left-handed.
yeah. I posted a video of Travis doing a little pre-tournament training session, and when I was filming, I think you were right across the fucking way from me.
I was sitting in my chair as much as I could because it was hot.
Yeah, I was. Did you see me running around like a nut job?
I remember. I think I remembered hearing you running around,
Oh yeah, I'm pretty crazy at these events.
but I didn't really know you at the time neither.
Oh,
so.
I know. I'm just making the connections literally just now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
How about music? What kind of music are you into?
Oh, I like a lot of music, but I'm mostly a metalhead. You know, I like Black Label, Metallica, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
When you were a kid, what was your favorite Christmas present growing up? I mean, every one of us have like that one year where we got that one thing, and this just helps me get to know you a little bit. Was there a one year where it was not that big a thing?
Well, we was poor growing up.
Yeah.
So, and I don't remember having a favorite Christmas present because it was always guy shit. I never liked being a guy.
I feel that.
But I did have I used to get a lot of stuffed animals, and I had Fuzzy Bear and things like that. So I always loved stuffed animals. So I guess that.
Well, funny story. Funny you say that. I mean, I had a couple of dolls when I was real little. Mostly grew up with like Transformers and Voltron and shit. But my mom, she likes to buy odd gifts for Christmas. And you remember He-Man?
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to get me a He-Man toy, and I go, "No, Ma." You remember Pound Puppies?
I had Stretch Armstrong when I was little.
You remember Pound Puppies?
Yeah.
I used to have a Pound Puppy named Charlie. He was probably my only imaginary friend growing up. And I go, "Mom, why don't you, if you're gonna go back in time, why don't you get me Charlie? Let me get Charlie back." So I don't know if she's gonna do that or not. But another question. This is one I like to ask a lot of people. If there was a biopic made of you, a movie made about your life, what celebrity would you pick, and why?
Well, I used to thought China, but she passed away, the wrestler.
Oh, that's a hell of
Did she
good.
really?
That's yeah. Do you know how she died? I don't remember how she died.
Overdose.
What, heroin or something?
I don't know, some drug overdose. She died in the shower, overdose.
That makes, I mean, not the overdose, but the look and everything. That makes sense. She's pretty intimidating. I mean, she went in there and she was throwing guys out of the ring like, yeah. She
The ninth wonder of the world, they called her.
eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah, Joni Lawler. Yeah, I always thought she was pretty cool.
Me too. Before her, you never seen a woman manhandle men like that.
Yeah.
Um.
Wonder how I got the nickname.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey, I got a random question for you. You ever cry watching a movie?
Yeah.
What movie was it and why?
Well, it was last night. I was watching that.
Come on.
Yeah. So it was called. What was it called? Can't remember now, but it was about transgender youth, and they followed four kids in Kansas City for 5 years, and it just brought back a lot of memories what it was like transitioning and stuff. So
Yeah, that'll hit. Usually when a movie hits home, like for me personally, I mean, I love my dad, but growing up, like he always came to my games, and bought me all the equipment, but he never really took the time to get to know me. So sometimes when I see movies about a father and son relationship, that hits me. My firstborn daughter, Dajane, I had her in high school, and I was young and immature and kind of ran from my responsibilities. So when she was younger, I wasn't around that much. So whenever there was this movie with The Rock where he was like a quarterback in a football game plan or something.
He can't watch it.
The daughter in the movie was going through the same thing with him, sort of. And I couldn't get through that movie. I bawled like a baby.
right.
It depends. I think the movies, sometimes I think the movies that hit us depend on our life experiences. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they bring memories back.
For sure.
What happened? So, good and bad.
Yeah. All right, your last meal on earth. The world's going to end in an hour, and your meal's prepared. What
Yeah.
is Robin's favorite meal? What is it going to be?
Oh, it's pizza.
Pizza? Listen.
Oh yeah.
Pizza from where?
Well, one thing about me and pizza, like one thing I always tell people, if there's like one thing and you had to eat that thing every day for the rest of your life, pizza would definitely be that for me, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, what's that? John's Pizza, whatever the football guy.
Papa John's.
Papa John, yeah. I like that pizza the best. I can't, since I have my gallbladder out, I can't eat pizza. But if it was my last meal and I'm dead anyway, pizza.
There you
go. Your all-time favorite arm wrestling event, as far as much fun as you had, or maybe it was a big win. Is there any kind of event that rings a bell that you can?
Yeah, I went to the LA Fit Expo last year in January, and I had just come back in December from the World Championships in the Zloty Tour over in Poland, in Rumia, Poland, and I got my butt handed to me. I got third place, but other than that, that's all I did. So this one girl that won the 80-kilogram world title, left and right-handed, Anna from Denmark. I can't pronounce her last name, but she knows who she is. She's Swedish anyway, but she moved to Denmark.
Yeah.
And so I was able to beat her right-handed for the win the tournament. But we went over to Big Country Crush, and we did some weightlifting and broke a friggin' ass nail. I ended up lifting on the 2-inch handle, 200 on the 2-inch handle and like 250 on the 1-inch handle. So,
all right,
I guess that was pretty good. So, I don't know. I don't lift weights, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you don't? Yeah.
No, the only time I ever went to a gym is I had to use the bathroom one time at Gold's Gym. I don't go into the gym. I work right out of the truck.
Over the top style?
Kind of. I got some
You got a setup in there?
free weights. Kind of. I got free weights in a band and stuff.
You got stuff?
I use old school. I use motorcycle tubes. Like,
What do you run me through that? What do you do with these?
hold on.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Get that money. Get that money.
All right. So this here, I got a suicide handle, a grab handle on the other side, and depending on what exercise I want, how much slack I leave in it, and I'll hook it up over there and I'll work out with this.
Can you give us a quick sample?
No.
No?
And,
I love it. I love it.
yeah, I ain't gonna give you nothing. But and then I got free weights to work, my hand and wrist and stuff like that too. So
that's good. Hey, there's more than one ways to skin a cat in this sport. You know what I mean?
yeah, you just gotta have an imagination.
Yeah, for sure.
It works really good for side pressure training.
Yeah. Sometimes the simplest movements is all we need. I think sometimes we run into go ahead, baby. I think sometimes we try to make things too difficult. Sometimes old school, sometimes simple movements is all we need,
Yeah.
All right, let's get into your childhood a little bit. You grew up in Idaho?
No.
No.
I grew up in Maine.
Maine.
Yeah.
Maine. What part of Maine?
Phillips, Maine, at northwestern Maine.
Lobsters.
Yeah, but I was the only one at the my grandfather's Christmas party that had pizza because I hate lobster.
Oh, you don't like it?
No.
Man.
I'm not gonna eat a damn bug. Yeah, so anything that swims around in the damn water.
You don't like it?
No.
No.
I like tuna. That's about it. Tuna fish.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with the tuna. So what was it like growing up in Maine?
Oh, I don't know. It was very secluded.
Yeah. Are you like in the country?
Yeah, there was not even the closest traffic light was a 45-minute drive away.
Awesome.
We didn't even have a blinking light.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's probably a lot of peace out there, wouldn't you say? Probably peaceful.
Yeah. There was 900 people in my hometown.
Well, I'll tell you what, being in the city and you want a little time to yourself and everyone's so fucking close together and there's no privacy, it's suffocating sometimes. When I lived in central PA and I lived in sort of mountains, it was I didn't realize till after I left how precious that little that peacefulness is. You know what I mean?
You see my shirt, Jimmy?
Yeah, the Paul Hurley.
Yeah.
Paul Hurley. Did you ever meet? Hey, you never met him. Did you ever meet him?
No, I never met him. Yeah, I always thought he was cool though.
Was he a real arm wrestler or was he just an actor?
He was a real arm wrestler, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he done pretty good. I think he won some titles.
What was his real name? Do you know?
Robert something,
Oh,
I believe.
I'll have to research that.
Yeah. He passed away though.
Did you like that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie hits me hard because of the son and father situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love my pops. I mean, me and him, you can go through all that kind of shit and you can grow from it. We had that talk and everything's good with us now. So what were you into as a kid?
Comic.
Yeah. Any certain type of comic that in particular?
I was a big Batman fan. I like DC Comics.
Did you watch the Batman show in the 60s, 70s and whatnot? The old one with Adam West?
Yeah, it was kind of stupid.
Yeah, I know. When I watched it on Netflix, they had a movie, the Batman movie, and there was a scene. I remember the scene. Me and my kids were watching it, and they were on a boat, and they were fighting. And you remember when they fight, and they go to bim, boom, pow, he. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, they're doing that. They're doing all that during a fight, and the shark comes on the boat, and it looks like a foam shark that someone just chucked like a football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honest to God, it's so ridiculous. The shark didn't even move. It just looked like a, and I'm just like, It was so
The
funny.
CGI wasn't very good
Yeah.
back in the 60s.
So, high school. Did you play any sports growing up?
No.
No.
I
Did you?
did when I was in middle school. I was in cross country a little bit.
Yeah. That's tough. I was a sprinter, and I did a couple 800s, a couple long distance. That's just not easy.
I used to be able to run 2 miles in 11 minutes.
Really?
Huh?
Do you run anymore?
No,
Me neither.
I don't run. So
Yeah, I know.
I'm quite a lot bigger than I was back then too.
It used to be fun. Did you
Yeah.
graduate high school?
No, I got my GED though.
You did. When did you get that?
Oh, it must have been around 89 or something like that.
So when did you come out?
Oh, I don't know. I was 36, 37, 2007, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You're in a truck right now.
yeah.
That's what you do for a living?
Mhm.
How long you been doing that?
30 years next year.
30. You enjoy it?
Yeah.
You probably
Yeah.
you probably seen a lot of things on the road.
Oh, you got no idea.
Can
I
you
tell
give
you a story.
Can you
I
give
tell
me
you
some
a story.
stories?
Yeah, I got a story. It was about 5:36 in the morning. It was just getting daylight in Missouri. I don't know why everything happens in Missouri. So I was behind this cattle trailer. It had an old rusty cattle trailer pickup, and every bump they went off, there's a bolt holding the gate, and it was bumping up and bumping up. And I'm like, shit, man, that bolt's gonna come out. So the bolt came out, and the gate fell down, and it was sparks everywhere. And the damn cows at 65 miles an hour are walking out of the back of that gate. Some of the cows are falling on their ass. The other cows are just like turning right and headed over to get some grass. And they was like, I was dodging cows and shit driving down the road at 65 miles an hour. I'm like, unbelievable. Nobody ever believed this story, but it happened. Yeah.
So how much distance of this country do you think you've covered driving?
Oh, I probably put a couple million miles on.
I mean, like, have you been? How far have you gone? You know what I mean?
I've been everywhere but Alaska.
Really? Every state?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Is there any that stand out to you that are either exciting or ones you'd never want to visit again?
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan
I
of
haven't.
Alabama.
I haven't traveled that much, so I'm kind of traveling vicariously through you right now.
Yeah. I like Pennsylvania a lot. It reminds me of Maine. But I'm not a fan of Alabama, to be honest with you. They're a little bit racist and judgmental.
Yeah. My first daughter lives down there, and I went to visit her for her graduation. And yeah, I could tell you in the wrong road, the wrong time of day. You might get
I mean,
hanged.
they're probably not all like that, but I just a vibe. Like,
No, but there's always jerk offs everywhere you go.
and I'm not much of a fan of Florida, to be quite honest with you. Every time I go to Florida, I've always got some drama, I think. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, there's when you look online at like weird crimes and weird drugs and
It's
weird
always
shit,
in Florida, man. I'm telling
always
you.
in Florida. Why is
Always in
that?
Florida.
Why?
I don't know.
It's a weird melting pot of strange bastards.
I don't know what they're doing down there, but whatever it is, they ain't right.
No
Then
doubt.
we-
No doubt.
They make some weird drugs down there, and they'll sit on the side of the interstate. One time, this guy was eating this other dude's eyeball out. and
Get
stuff.
the fuck out of here. Yo, stop the press. Did you see this happen?
I read about it.
He ate
It
his
was some
eye.
new drug.
Oh, that like
The bath salts were the like zombie
no,
shit.
Not even the,
Yeah,
Fly-
yeah. They was mixing with antifreeze and some. I don't know what else they was.
no, the
People do the weirdest shit to get high, don't they?
Oh, I'm telling you. I don't know. I've never done anything. I've never even done marijuana, so I couldn't tell you.
You've never done any drugs.
good for you.
Hey, God bless your heart.
I've been around it all my life, but I've never done it.
People do drugs to run away from their problems. And the feeling I'm getting is you never needed that escape. You faced most of your shit head on. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
I am
No,
wrong.
you ain't wrong. I pretty much did, yeah.
I know. I love it. I love it. I feel that. I feel that. Have you ever been married?
Yeah.
Tell me about
Why?
that. Your first marriage.
My first marriage was wasn't terrible. We had a son. He's 28 now,
Yeah.
and
What's his name?
I was married for 12 years, I think.
Yeah.
Just wasn't meant to be. So.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't always work out as planned. I
And
got
then
married.
my sister set me up with my second wife from
Huh?
Germany. Crazy ass Germans, I'm telling you. They're
Tell-
all right. You add alcohol to them, and they like transform into some other demon. I don't know. So.
Where was it? Was it like that from the jump, or did you find out too late?
Yeah,
Sometimes you find out too late.
I don't know. I was the drunk too, so I was right along with it. But she was all right till she started drinking the wine. Beer was good, but wine was like a different person altogether.
What kind of person
I
was
had
that?
to hide the guns at night, man. I couldn't go to bed with the fucking guns. I was
What?
like, that bitch gonna shoot me or something.
Did
Oh
she, did she ever pull a gun on you?
no,
No.
no, never did. No,
Well, wonder what made her. What kind of crazy shit did she do?
I don't know. She probably ate the salts too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what, Jimmy? She
Huh?
lives in Florida now. So what the
Yo!
hell's up with that? Yes.
I'm telling you, there's
True
something
story, man.
funny going on down there. I don't
Probably
like.
the relatives.
I don't like it. I want to hear. How about what? Tell me about your relationship. What's your son's name?
Guy.
What? You guys close?
Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah,
That's.
we are.
You said he got you. I read. I watched in a podcast. He got you guys into. He got you into anime, Dragon
He
Ball
did.
Z.
Yeah, he got me into Dragon Ball Z, so I'm definitely hooked for life on that. So,
Yeah. Do they still make new shows, or is that done?
well, they're supposed to be coming out with a new Dragon Ball Super season 2 next year. So,
Yeah.
I'm a big Vegeta fan. I always like Vegeta,
Yeah.
like the anti-hero, like Darth Vader.
Yeah. Or Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No,
No.
not like
I
that.
love it. I love it. I had to get this little sippy poo. So, take me through the transition part. How did it start? How did you know? I mean, you said you grew up and you always knew that you didn't want to be a man. But can you take us through when you actually started to take action as far as to
Yeah, I was
knowing?
driving.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was driving over the road, and I was on a trip out to California, and I stopped in New Mexico, and I met this girl. She was trans too, and she had just had an incident with the uh, maintenance guy there. He had told her that people like her needed to be dragged out back and beat to death. And I informed him that he just would be better off to mind his own business and just keep on trucking straight ahead.
Mm.
So, but anyway, so I met her, and then I moved. She lived in Utah, so I started working with her, and then I just got to the realization that I could transition, and I just went ahead and did it.
So hanging out with this girl, she kind of it gave you someone to talk with about to help you kind of figure out.
Yeah, it's kind of like my mentor.
Yeah, that's great. Is this Rebecca?
Yeah, Rebecca. Yeah.
Are you are you still, you guys still tight?
Oh yeah, we're best friends.
Does she, I imagine she lives around you.
She lives in Texas now. She's getting engaged. She's gonna get married this year.
That's cool.
She's a truck driver too, so.
Oh yeah. So you're on the road a lot?
Yeah. I usually stay out 5 or 6 weeks at a time. I always joke and tell my dad I'll be back when I've made enough money to pay the bills this month. Sometimes it's earlier than late.
Yeah, but you're out there. You get to see the whole thing.
I really enjoy what I do.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for my job. I work in a warehouse, the same warehouse every day, and it sucks balls, but it pays the bills. But
Yeah.
mentally, spiritually, and it doesn't fulfill me at all. It sucks balls, but it pays the bills. But anyone who can do something they enjoy, I think that's great.
Well, when I first got out of high school, I was working in a shoe shop.
What'd you do? Make
In a
shoes?
time card.
You made shoes?
Yeah, yeah, women's shoes. I was working in the shipping department because I wasn't old enough to run equipment. I wasn't 18, so I just quit school and started doing that. It was enough. I made $132 a week after taxes, and it was enough money to put gas in my pickup and buy cigarettes for the week.
Yeah, no doubt.
All I cared about when you're 17, you don't give a shit. So
Yeah. Yeah, you're thinking one move at a time, you know?
yeah, I was just like, can't wait for Saturday,
Yeah.
Friday night and Saturday. Yeah,
You get the money Friday, it's gone by Monday. Sometimes I know how.
yeah. Most of the times that's how it worked. Yeah, they
Good.
didn't have payday loans back then, so you had to make sure you had enough money to fill the gas in the pickup.
No doubt, no doubt.
Eat a lot of bologna.
I
Well-
wasted a lot of energy and created a lot of stress on myself by having like the 5-year plan that my dad, like, that people bring you up, that you have to have some kind of mapped out plan. And if I didn't achieve that, I would get bummed out. I'd stress out over unnecessary things that either haven't happened or whatnot. And yeah, you just living in the moment takes so much stress away from you, and really helps you bring things in perspective sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
So what about like hormones? How did you start getting into those? Did you go to a doctor?
No. So Rebecca was on hormones. She was pre-surgery at the time, and we used to get them from overseas on the black market.
Like dark web?
Yeah, well, I don't know what you call it, but
Yeah.
it's been a while.
I know.
But it might have been the dark web. But I can't remember when it was, but they shut that stuff down, so you couldn't get them no more.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, I guess it's time to shit to get off the pot and go get a doctor. So, and then you gotta have therapists in order to have the therapist prescribe you the hormone.
Yeah.
And then you gotta have a doctor to take blood work and make sure you're doing, the right stuff. So
Right.
it was good that I did it, but I'm a bit of a procrastinator sometimes.
Me
So,
too. That's probably my weak.
if it's working, I don't tend to mess with it, even if it ain't right, like on board legal. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
but I'm so happy that I have a doctor now. My doctor actually is transgender.
No shit.
Yeah, my doctor in Idaho he was gay, but my Karen, I have a Karen. The Karen joke. So
Yeah.
my doctor's Karen, but she's
Yeah.
yeah. She's not from Florida though, so
I know. So you're safe. If your doctor was from Florida, you're fucked.
a new doctor. Yeah, but she ain't from Florida though.
Some of our viewers are going to be people who are dealing with the beginnings of this.
Okay.
So I want to educate them. Can you tell me the side effects of someone who would say have the same opportunity to get them on the black market and took them incorrectly? Do you know what could go wrong? Is there? Can you elaborate on that?
I haven't seen it firsthand, but you could die.
Really? How can you explain that a little bit for us?
Well,
Give me a bad example of someone doing it wrong. It doesn't have to be something real, but just tell me a fake story.
well, I mean, it all ties together with your organs working properly. And if you're giving yourself too much of one and not enough of the other, it's like an engine. It's like a carburetor. If it doesn't get enough air to the fuel mixture, it doesn't run properly. And that's how it can be with hormones in your body and your organs.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about it, but I do know that's what happens. So
Right.
that's why you need to have an oncologist that takes blood work and does your labs. So.
Well, you said you had to do some therapy where you had to sit and talk with someone.
Yeah, you have to have a diagnosis, and then they prescribe you hormones if they deem them worthy.
Can I ask what kind of questions did they ask you? Like, how do they determine? Like, can you take me through maybe a little bit of that?
Well, I mean, mostly they just sit there and let you talk and explain your life story. They
Right.
do more or less listening,
They do more. They're analyzing you basically instead of.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
through that. I went through that with my ADHD. I had to go through a bunch of counseling where they asked me a bunch of questions, and I had to take a test. My wife took it. My wife at the time took a test about me, and our results were drastically different. So when you're taking a narcotic, Adderall, what I take, they try to make you look like a drug addict first, like you're trying to just get it for the wrong reasons. So they're like, well,
Well, they want to make sure that you're sincere.
for sure, for sure. And our results were drastically different, and they were wondering why. And I said that everyone in my family's on it, Adderall, for that, and I took a lot of pride for a long time for not having to resort to medication to fix whatever I'm dealing with. And when I
Yeah, but the medication is there to help people. There's no shame.
right, so me taking Adderall is different than a normal person. Like when I take it, it makes me normal instead of making you like you're on fake cocaine or anything. Like it makes me normal because otherwise, you've seen my videos. I'm all over the fucking place sometimes. And if I have the Adderall, all those hundreds of voices turn into a lot less. So sometimes, it's just a chemical imbalance, and you got to do what you got to do to make it right. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you just have to work with what you have.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I was watching one of your podcasts, and it seems like a big event, which fast forwarded the transition for you was the Missouri incident.
Missouri incident.
What is the Missouri?
Well, it didn't fast forward it. That was the start of it.
Yeah, because you said you threw all your clothes out after that.
Yeah. So what I did?
What the hell happened?
I had a hair across my ass, and I was just going to do it. So at the time, I had short hair, so I had this ugly ass wig, and I got this on. I got a purple sweater on, and I'm going into the truck stop to order some fast food, and I'm standing in line about pissing my pants. I'm so nervous because, when I opened up my mouth to order what I wanted, I just squeaked, and I'm like, oh my god! And when you look so bad, Jimmy, that everybody knows that you're transitioning, nobody looks at you because nobody wants to be that one person that's looking at you, right?
Well,
Go ahead.
I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, so no one's looking at you. So I get that. Finally got the courage up to order my food, and I'm like, this is it, man. I'm not turning back. It's Robin 100% every day, all day. So I took all my guy clothes and threw them in the dumpster at the truck stop, and away I went. And I've been Robin ever since. That's the Missouri incident.
That's good because that's like that was the moment where you realized, listen, I've been thinking about this a long time. I know who I am. It's time I stop, whatever doing cross dressing at night and maybe working as a man during the day. It's time to go all in. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. Right?
Fuck the world.
Yeah.
Fuck the world. FTW. How about that one? I know about that there, boy.
I got that tattoo.
Yeah, I know it. Robin. How did you pick the name Robin?
Oh, yeah. I was reading this book. I don't even know why I was reading the book, but there was this girl in there, and she used to keep her money. She was homeless.
Uh-huh.
She put money in her underwear, and this old guy was trying to molest her, and he was reaching down there, and he called her Cockless Robin. And I just, hey man, that's it. Went with it. I didn't really want a girly name because I'm not really girly.
Yeah, I could tell.
I just like the name worked, and then Marie is my mother's middle name, so I just took that.
It's funny you say Marie. Every one of my daughter's middle names is Marie. Even Connor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my son. I remember because I have twins, a set of twins, and Connor is one half of the twins. And I went out for Burger King for lunch because they were there was a time frame, like a break. And when I came back, they're like, get in there, because she had to do a C-section. It was for the twins.
Oh, my son was born C-section too.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's different.
I didn't watch.
Huh?
I didn't watch, no.
No, I did, though. It was weird because when you see all the intestines coming out, and they look like little, like big worms. That's different.
Not my cup of tea.
TMI.
Yeah, I was right after I ate. I almost yacked. That shit was disgusting.
TMI.
So, when did you actually get the physical bottom surgery?
Let's see. October 2017. And then 6 months after that, I had to have the gallbladder removed.
Yeah, what happened with the gallbladder?
Too much pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What did the pizza do to your gallbladder?
Oh, I just was eating too much junk food, man. Too much stuff.
What's the eating like on the road? You probably do a lot of gas station food?
Truck stop food. I have to try to eat pretty clean.
Yeah.
I don't eat junk stuff.
If you're prepping for a match, if you're prepping for a match maybe and you're on the road, is there a certain food that certain healthy kind of food that you can get at the gas station that get you right without having to be cooked?
I like to eat Subway sandwich, tuna and wheat bread. Because I have an allergic. I can't have white bread. Something about it bothers me.
What does it do?
My guts to twist up.
What do you get, like a rash or something?
No, it just causes a lot of pain. It's like somebody's got my guts in a vice and twisting on it. You can watch the stomach moving up and down.
Sound
not very pleasant.
This feels like a good time for me to talk about my son. Because the next topic I want to get into is suicide with the young kids that are going through this thing. So I'm gonna put my 2 cents in real quick. Some of my family is gonna hear this for the first time, and it's okay because I talked with Connor, and everything is ready. I'm ready to do this. My daughter Olivia was born Olivia, and growing up, she was she was like that tomboyish, wasn't never into Barbies, never into pink and all that stuff, which was at the time for me as a parent seemed normal. As she got into early adolescence, still trying to figure out who she was, not liking dresses and what have you. Started to explore, thought she liked girls, so she was going through this confusion period where she didn't know who she was, and eventually around, I'd say 16, 17, figured out that she was meant to be a boy. And I have a very unconventional way of parenting where I don't judge my kids. I don't yell at them if they do something wrong. I feel like I get through to them better if I look in their eyes and talk slowly and serious. And I've been able to be close with them through having these real conversations. I think some parents, when you find out your kid's gay or you find out your kid is not the gender that they were born with, are quick to judge them, cast them out, and make them feel alone. And I didn't want to do that with my kid. Once he became comfortable in his own skin, I started to see some really amazing things. You know what improv is? You ever heard the word improv?
No, no.
Improv is a kind of a way to do a play, but it's live and you get a topic and you just do it on the fly. And my kid was a soccer player for a while, but once all this kind of transitioning stuff started happening and he started getting with people who, like, he had a support system that, friends, myself, he was lucky to have people who cared about him instead of judged him, so it was a little bit easier for him. And I'm just so proud of him for having the courage to be who he is. It, it took me a little bit of time. I wasn't upset or disappointed. It just I had to redo the way that I parent him and turn it into me parenting a son versus a daughter, because that's a whole different can of worms. And but not everybody has that support system. Some of these kids get cast out. They have no one to talk to. Everyone cuts them off, makes them feel like they're weird, or they're not even human. There's people in my own family who are religious who say that like gays and people, trans and whatnot, that they don't go to heaven when they die because that's not in the Bible. I think that's bullshit. I think that, I'm not want to get too religious here, but what I'm saying is, I think that if God is who he is, I think it depends on the type of person you are, not your gender or who you want to lay in bed with. I think it's who you are in your heart and in your mind and what you do with your life. Because if this guy can't be that judgmental, where it wouldn't be a God if he was. He can see past all the human faults that we have. I mean, so I was doing my research on you, and one thing I wanted to do with this podcast is not only bring awareness to the some of the mistreatment of the people, especially the young people that go through this. I mean, you're fortunate. You've been through it, and you seem like everything worked out for you. But that doesn't happen all the time. Some of these kids have nobody and end up killing themselves. I did a research. There's this article from Forbes magazine. It's called The Trevor Project. It aims at saving young lives. It was done in the second national survey of, I think it's LGBTQ. Does that make sense? LGBTQ. No? Yeah. There's too many letters. I hope I got them all. But if I didn't,
you got all of them, and then maybe another one. Yeah.
Oh, I made one. I created one.
We'll figure out what that is later.
The survey in this study is aimed at trying to save these young kids from hurting themselves. Now, this study, you can find it on Forbes magazine. I'm going to post it in the link if anyone wants to check it out. It was done with 40,000 people between the ages of 13 and 24. The study was done in December of 2019 through March of this year. It covered gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, and non-binary people. And what I read from it was 60% of those people have done self-harm to themselves. 40% of them have seriously considered suicide. The trans and binary group alone, over 50% of them have seriously thought about killing themselves. I was just wondering your thoughts as to why that is and what can we do to fix it?
Well, I think the biggest reason why that they contemplate suicide is they think when they have surgeries or when they transition that it's like a magic pill and everybody's going to see them normally. And the sad thing is, a lot of people are not blessed with being able to pass well, and society can be really cruel, and a lot of people aren't able to deal with the mean, cruel people out there, and they don't know how to handle it, so they contemplate ending their life, which is sad. And I don't know how to fix it. I think as a people, if we could be less judgmental, it would be a big difference. I always say, until you walk a mile in somebody's shoes, you don't have any right to make any judgment about that people.
Yeah, I would like for the viewers, anyone who's thinking right now that it's wrong, I would like you to switch places and pretend you were born as one gender, and that every fiber in your being other than what you were? Because like people say, you were born a man, you're a man. That's true. You were born a man. You have the man parts. You're born a man physically, yeah. But I think it's far more deeper than that. It's not black and white. Nothing's black and white anymore. Like you can be born in that body, but that doesn't mean that's who you are. Your mind, your heart, your soul, everything else could be different except your physical body parts. So the people who judge, I want you to flip the fucking script and picture yourself in that position. If you can do it. All right. Just for fucking 5 minutes. Picture yourself. You have no choice. You're flipped and you're in a body. You're a man and you're in a body, and everything else in your soul, everything, every other cell in your body besides the way you look says that you're different. And I want you to picture what it's like to go through that. It's hard.
Yeah.
And everyone is judgmental, like you said, and you already got the cards stacked against you. And I need you to take that into consideration when you judge these people, because it takes a tremendous amount of courage to even fucking come out and try to fucking live normal versus, you know what I mean, be happy.
Well,
So,
I mean, we all wish we was born normal. We didn't choose to be transsexual.
I know what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
it just is what it is. And a lot of us try most of our lives to be normal, what was supposed to be, you know, what we think was supposed to be.
Yeah,
And, some people
watch-
are able to deal with it. Some people choose to change their the way they live, like I did. So.
Yeah. Was there ever any like did you go through any kind of period of confusion where you weren't sure how it was going to turn out, or did you just say fuck it and you went all in?
Well, I mean, that's why I waited till I was 36, because I wasn't sure how it was going to work, and they just, I couldn't get up every day looking at that person in the mirror anymore. I'd rather die than be that person. So I decided I had to do something about it.
How long did you go through that in between?
Huh?
How long did you go through that in between where you were kind of figuring it out?
There was never an in between. I just didn't think I could make it work.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever be able to pass as a woman.
Right.
With tattoos and everything.
Yeah. So, have you been with anyone since the second marriage ended?
No, I haven't dated anybody since I transitioned.
How come?
I haven't found the right one. I'm very fussy.
Very what?
I'm very fussy. I got standards.
Tell me about these standards. I'm curious.
Well, I'm not going to be a sugar mama for anybody. And you know, if you're not good with your personal finances or your life in general, I ain't got time to waste. So.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
And I like black women, and I like European women. So.
What is it about these ladies that triggers your fancy?
I don't know. Just something about black women are just so beautiful, you know.
Maybe the confidence, because these motherfuckers.
Well, I think they can relate to discrimination too. Being the thing is, when you're black, you can't hide that. I mean, I can hide being a transsexual.
Yeah.
But black 24/7. So a lot of times they got to deal with it.
I feel that.
More than anybody else, especially interracial people.
Yeah.
That's why I actually started being friends with Jody Williams, because.
Yeah. I just met you. I mean, I didn't physically meet him, but we're friends on Facebook. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I first met Jody, I met his wife, Rebecca, and she's white. And then their children are interracial. And I just thought that was super cool. And they was already super cool in my book. And then I got to know them. And I was like, man, you guys are super cool. And we've been friends for ever since.
How long have you known Jody?
Oh, God. I must have known Jody for 10 years.
He's a good guy. I've just started, when I started to do this, now it's starting to branch out. The word's getting out, and I start posting this shit everywhere. Now I get to meet people all across the country. I love that about the sport. How we all get together from all these different locations. It's almost like a family reunion almost at some of these tournaments.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Jody's was the first podcast I ever did.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to end up Jody's going to watch this. Jody, I'm more than happy to join yours someday. He's a good dude. I really like him.
Jody on your podcast too, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make that happen?
Oh, I could, yeah.
Jody, attaboy. We'll see you soon.
I'm sure he'd love to be on your show.
Yeah, I would love to talk with him. I love having an engaging conversation. I think you can learn something from every interaction you have in life, whether you're going to the gas station to get gas, somebody says the right or wrong thing to trigger you to think about something different, or I mean, it's a song with the right words, a billboard with the right phrase. It's just a matter, do you have the right glasses to catch them these signs when they come to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, I want to transition into your arm wrestling career now. How did you, I know this sounds fucking retarded and everybody asks this question, but how did you find the sport?
Well, I mean, it's not retarded because everybody has a starting point.
It just feels so trivial asking, but I need to hear it. Go ahead.
Well, I was working. I had just moved in. I had my friend Rebecca that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I stopped working with her because I was team driving with her, and I started working for Sierra England out of Salt Lake City, and I got a local position up in Pocatello, Idaho, working at the local frozen food place. And I was moving trailers in and out of the doors every night. And at the time, I was living in my truck. I didn't have an apartment. So I ended up getting a studio apartment.
Apartment?
Yeah,
I love it. I love your accent. I just love it. Go ahead.
Anyway, and then I saved up my money and I bought my first house.
Yeah.
As Robin.
Okay.
And I ended up taking. I always wanted to do martial arts, so the only place in town was Master Han's Taekwondo. So I went over there, and then my ex-wife sued me for more child support, and I needed a second job so I could pay for my motorcycle and my mortgage and the child support. So he said he worked at the bar as a bartender, and they needed a bouncer for the Mexican women. And,
why the Mexican women? Why are they different?
Crazy when they're drinking.
What do they do?
Oh, they throw shoes and shit.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Give me a story. Give me a story. I want a bouncer story of Mexican broads going wild. Go for it, kid. I need to hear it, bro.
There's a story. It was a Halloween, and I was dressed up as a cop. So I
love it.
Yeah. So I had this cop outfit on, a skirt that didn't hardly cover the hair on you know what. And I had these 7-inch boots, the long boots, you know?
Yeah.
And, this one fellow was being mouthy to the owner of the place. And I says, "You're leaving." And he says, "No, I ain't." And I said, "I'm leaving." So I grabbed a hold of him, in the process, dislocated his shoulder.
Wait, and you're dressed up for success here with the boots and all that, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm trying to throw this dude out in this outfit, right? So in the process, I've dislocated his shoulder, and I put him out through the door, and in the process of him going through the door, his glasses got busted, and the broad beside says, "You didn't have to do that." I said, "You know what? You can leave too." And out the door they went. And then there was this other time, there was this Indian guy in there, and he was drinking, and he was drunk, and he thought the storage closet was the bathroom. So he's up against the bathroom, he's up against the corner of the wall with his business in his hand.
With his business in his hand. I love it when you're saying it like that.
So I took my mace, his pants was down, I grabbed a hold of him, and I had him turning this way because I didn't want his business getting all on me, right?
You sprayed a mace on his business?
I maced his ass.
In his asshole?
Yeah.
Yes!
I'm going to tell you, he took off like he didn't have any birthdays left. And he almost got run over by a freaking car when he ran across the road with his britch. He was running trying to hold his
Cool.
britches up and everything.
That's so awesome. That's
He
the
never
Mike,
come
Mike
back
Tyson.
neither.
That's the Mike Tyson Nintendo 86 one-hitter quitter right there. I love it.
Yeah, he didn't come back.
Now, you said your martial arts instructor volunteered you for the first tournament you ever did.
Yeah, I was at the bar.
What were you taking martial arts for? Just to learn something?
Well, I wanted to be able to protect
Defend
myself.
yourself?
Yeah, and I always wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to take boxing, but they told me I was too old and couldn't do it.
I've always been fascinated with, you know who Van Damme is?
You know who's a black belt? Me.
You know about Hard Target, where
Yeah.
he had a mullet like Jean-Claude Van Damme did? And yeah, I grew up with all that shit, but I playing sports and stuff, I just never could get into it. I'm still fascinated by it.
I'll teach you.
Yeah.
I'll teach you.
Come
I'm
on.
a black belt.
This guy.
I'm a black belt.
This guy. Hey, your nickname's the Manhandler.
Well, I had a couple nicknames over the
Whoa.
years.
Whoa. Oh, I only knew about one.
Started out the Amazon. The Amazon. And then I got a nickname called the Tank and the Bulldozer. And then I got the Manhandler one kind of stuck with me.
Is that your favorite?
Not really.
What if you could pick one for yourself, what would it be?
I like the Tank.
I like it.
Yeah. The Manhandler was intended to be an insult.
Oh. Well,
Change your name.
you still manhandled whoever, whatever. You still manhandled that dude. Okay.
Yeah, I've manhandled a few people over the years.
You trained with Toddzilla,
Yeah, Mr. Toddzilla himself.
the master of side pressure.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what that was like and what you took away from your time with him? I think you competed against him as well.
No, I didn't compete against him.
Didn't? I saw a picture. I thought you were competing against
Well,
him.
it's training. He was just coming back from his bicep injury.
He's a very big name to train with. What can you tell me? What did you take away from your time with him as far as what you
Got
learned?
a lot of good, funny stories.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy, yeah.
You know what I like about him? He is a guy who does not want to hear about your age and your strength. With him being as old as he's a little older, stronger probably now than when he was younger.
55, yeah.
Yeah. And some people try to use age as an excuse to why they can't do this or that in this sport. Toddzilla ain't hearing that.
Well, I mean, age affects you, but that doesn't mean you can't do something. You might have to work harder at it.
Yeah, I think some people psych themselves out. This sport, you got to be a special kind of crazy to excel in this sport.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. So I don't know. See, John Bazink trained there too, so I get to meet John.
Did you
A
train with
lot of,
John?
huh?
Did you train with John?
No, John, he wasn't like that. He went over there to train with Todd. John's kind of shy, to be quite honest.
Well, I've seen a few interviews with him, and yeah, he's kind of reserved. Travis Badgett's the same way. Some people are just like, I think my problem sometimes, I'm such a
Travis ain't shy. You know who Travis is?
No, Travis ain't shy, but Travis doesn't show you the real Travis, because the real Travis is different than the guy who's on camera saying that I'm the best in the world.
We was at the Keystones, and Travis and I sit and talk. We sat by each other for most of the tournament. Yeah. And once you get to really know Travis, he's nothing like the on-screen Travis.
I've heard many wonderful stories of him. He can come off, if you don't know him, he can come off as a jerk off sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just his confidence. Some people aren't used to that kind of confidence. He reminds me of Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson has a conqueror mentality, and so does he. But yeah, what I noticed with him, do you know Gary Roberts? You beat Gary Roberts. Wait, you arm wrestled Gary Roberts.
I didn't.
I watched it.
That day. Yeah, I didn't win though.
I know. Is he good arm wrestler?
No, not really.
Because he basically.
But in that video I showed you, I just won 2 men's classes, and Gary was running a camera all day.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with these people. They want to challenge me after I've arm wrestled like 14 classes, and they're fresh. And then they run around and be like, I beat Robin. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Come see me when I'm fresh.
Are some guys hard on you when you get on? Before you got into the women's division, you were competing in the men's, right?
Yeah, I always
like?
competed in the men's before I had surgery.
What was that like?
It was tough. I mean, I feel bad for the guys because what the hell are they supposed to do? If they beat me, they beat a woman. If they lose, they lost to a woman. Even though they know I'm trans, I'm certainly not a dude. So it was no win for anybody.
It's tough. It's tough. There's a girl.
They didn't want me in that class. I'm like, I had to go somewhere. So
I have one experience with a well-trained female arm wrestler. Her name's Sarah. I can't pronounce her last name, but her and her, I don't know if it's her boyfriend or her fiance, Miguel Fernandez. Have you ever heard that name? He's basically a Brazilian national champion.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Him and her came over.
Her name
together.
is Sarah.
I was at
Sabrina.
Yeah, Sabrina. Yes.
Yeah.
I think she was at the Keystone. Did you get to pull her at all?
I did. Yeah.
How'd you do it against her?
I won.
She's pretty intense.
Well, she's a weight class behind me anyway, so it's not really.
She and some other women, they really get loud on the table. Men, they go through the wars, but some of the women battles are scarier, in my opinion, because of the noises that come out of their mouth.
Some of them pretty intense. Yeah.
You ever see that lady, that older lady online where she gets on a table? I'm going to take a drink for this because this is funny. Hold on. She gets on the table and she goes,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Who is that lady? Who is that lady?
I know you mean. She lost that match with all that screaming, though.
Yeah, but that shit's still pretty great. I mean, the intensity between the women. Oh,
you're talking about Chris from Brazil. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I met her. She sat next to me in Vegas one time.
What's she like? I've never seen no one scream like that. It looked like she was having a baby.
Well, I give you this instance.
Why'd she do that?
I was washing my hands up in the bathroom, and she comes out of the bathroom, pulling her pants up, tying them together. I'm like thinking, you're supposed to do that in the stall, not once you get out. You know. I'm just like, wow, now, mister.
We meet some strange characters in this sport, don't we not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's life in general. Life's an adventure, you know.
Oh, I love it. Don't you love it?
I do. I love life, though.
Some people get lost in themselves and they just exist and they don't try to learn nothing new. They don't try to grow. They don't take any risks. That's what I admire about you. You really just said,
how do you know you don't like something if you don't try it?
How about it? Listen, when I first started doing this, I was terrified that I was wasting my time, but I feel like that I've caught lightning in a bottle because there's a.
I tell you, I think that this arm wrestling church is awesome, and you get a lot of comments, so everybody else must like it too.
I think that there's a side of this sport that has not been explored because when I watch the interviews, it's nice to talk about arm wrestling. It's nice to talk about this, that, and the third, but I really like to know what makes people tick. I learn a lot. The more I talk to you people who've been in this for a long time, it feeds me my fire in a way I can't really put into words. I don't even think it's necessary. But just like I have a real deep connection with the Rocky movies, and all Sylvester Stallone did.
Pasha Music.